Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn. I was just meditating for a message and Mahatma Gandhi came in, and the message was the wheels are spinning and the bridges are being crossed. So I came back today because I did another reading, so I just wanted to bring that forward to you. And then I wasn't expecting that beautiful message from Mahatma Gandhi. So take a deep breath. To continue shining your lights and to keep up the good work. Okay, so the reading that I did today, this is the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. Whoop. Sorry about that. So this is the main cards for the read. And the full read is here. It's in front of you now. So you can take a snapshot if you'd like to take a closer look at the read. So I did this read. I cut the SIRIAN STARSEED deck at 10:19 this morning. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune and 19 is the Sun. And at 10:35, 35 being the Wounded Warrior, the Nine of Wands, BS was coming up. And that can reference bowel sounds, not necessarily BS, right? And also our ship was coming up from the words being covered. I finished clarifying the read at 10:46 to 47. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. 46 to 47 are the 6 and 7 of Cups, the children in the garden, and the synchronicities, the options, the heaven in their eyes. And the major arcana for this one were Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, Shadow, the Devil, Indigo, the Magician, the Star, and before the read, Strength, Justice, and the Tower all came up together, and after the read, Reason came up, which in this deck is the Emperor. We had 2 swords, 2 pentacles, and 3 cups. The Queen of Pentacles came up in the read, and the King of Cups. The numbers and the code line were all about leadership. And the numbers were, we only had double threes, but in a lesser sense, it was more about 12, 4, and 9, 10 begin again. So 12 is the Hangman, 4 is the Emperor, and the 9, 10 and begin again and again and again and again. And then in a lesser sense, we had the 33, which is the Christ vibration, and the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself, taking the high ground. And then 23 of the King of Wands, 34 of the 8 of Wands, 45 of the 5 of Cups, and then 69 of the Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning of complete contentment. The code line about leadership, the 19 was the number, but I also cut the SIRIAN STARSEED deck at 10:19, so that was very significant. And the 19 was coming up from 9 and 10, so 9, 10 begin again, and then the 19 of the Sun, be fully charged. Make sure you get outside and get some sun and touch the grass and the trees and breathe in the fresh air, open your windows, bring some plants inside. The code line was all about leadership, but it was broken down with the cards or clarifiers covering with lead and then our ship. So the way this came out in the code line was all about source and the 9, the collective consciousness, the hermit, the wise one, and the I am presence of the queen, the wise one, the one who's clear of Christ consciousness or unity consciousness. He, my 10 of Cups family or emotional fulfillment. So it's coming up as the masculine talking from his divine feminine. So again, the source 9, the collective consciousness of the hermit, and the I am presence of the queen of unity consciousness. That him seeing it from of his feminine perspective, that he is my 10 of Cups family, my emotional fulfillment, the connection to source that leads our ship, that aids our ship. So it was coming up again too as for me, EN always comes up as code for Jesus in the lowercase letters EN. And the reflection of that is northeast, NE. But the reflection of Jesus was coming up in this message as the reflection of Jesus is we, us, the humans in a house, a person, the water in the river, the ones that say no, not, don't, and neither, and what, how, whatever, right? This is a human thing to do. The snow, the mouth, the snout, the lip, the edge, the bite, the sting. So in other words, the source, to the nth degree, in the 9 equaling the show of power of the human reflection of Jesus, that we are Jesus's shadow side, the I am presence of the queen, the wise one, the one who is clear, of course, as the feminine would say, equals he is my all. The reflection of Jesus is human, we, us, house, the river of snow, no, neither, don't, frozen, mouth, lip, and snout. My everything toggling up to ground, to up to source. The emperor equals the winter to Jesus's summer, cold and paralyzed in hibernation, not cybernation, but hibernation, or in other words, burr. The emperor's sting is frostbite and leads our ship. Okay, so this is talking about the reference of the human naturally being the shadow to Jesus in the upper realms, and that we're the winter to Jesus' summer. So just to be okay with ourselves, no matter which way we come up. So again, the sun was coming up on the code line as well with the 19. And today is the 21. That's the 21st of September. The 21 is the world, having to do with going out in the world, but completion, coming full circle. The divine feminine comes up from the world as well. The neighborhood, right? So the world on a smaller scale. And the day adds up to the 8 of Wands, which is that back and forth energy, the arrows of love, expression of feelings and desires. And a lot of back and forth energy, that silent energy exchange that we share with our twin, and the back and forth energies of communication and travel and those kind of things. And so at 11:11, I started to clarify this read. It started with the Ace of Swords, which you see here. The Ace of Swords is this top card, and then the clarification cards from the mini deck are on top. Below the Ace of Swords was the Strength card upright, Justice reversed, the Tower upright, and the Three of Cups reversed. The truth presented, after being strong through the ring of fire, chomping at the bit, the injustice of sudden event or epiphany or explosion or eruption of social distancing, third party, or bad influences, or just no social life. The truth just below the surface, or plumb with the world reversed, or the divine feminine in the 5D, starting over with energetic exchange in expressing feelings, desires. The magician manifesting with their DNA strand, implementing a plan to purge, or strategizing, which is keeping them up nights. And then I was hearing gunshots from the nearby police range at this time at 11:16, which is Justice and the Tower. And I was getting firing away as opposed to taking in. A plan for the 5D world, a twist of plans, up nights trying to figure out now how to start over with that energetic exchange, lots of communication and or travel, and the arrows of love. Burdened at work, not sleeping due to sudden explosion, eruptions, or epiphanies, or orgasm even, with clarity, as there is a break there. At 11:25, relieved by sudden explosion, eruption, epiphany, new passion, and satisfied and clear but off balance with new information. Strong growth, even though faulty foundation, like whose fault it is, like a strong root pushes through the cement in the highway, taking down the strongest of buildings. What's meant to grow will find a way through, even if that means that all comes crumbling down. You can control what's built upon the earth, but you cannot control the earth quaking in your shoes. Groundbreaking eruptions, the truth just below the surface, the infection that grows a zit, not seeing it there until it's too late. Your punishment is that a pearl then grows. A mark to remind you there are small pinholes everywhere, or leaks. Nothing is solid. All is fluid energy movement. The sovereign is out being seen. The Knight of Swords, messenger of truth, and the lovers, invitation, opportunity, and student of the unity consciousness. The sovereign's harsh truth, why Charlie Brown manifested Lucy. Someone to split open that thick skull, the blockhead, tough love. Reaching above and beyond the speed of sound, breaking the sound barrier, the sound of silence. The long arm of the law when Citizen Kane doesn't listen to reason, or the emperor. Gabriel is here to mediate lovers and bring them together. Religious factors comes up, and that can be anything, not just religion, any differences, cultural, age, whatever it is. And beneath that was passion. The nightmare of pictures, cauldrons, home sex videos, 50 Shades Cave, and then the train horn sounded at 12:01 to 2, which is the hangman and the magician and the high priestess. 50 Shades Cave, eyes wide shut, underground railroad and ties to loco and motives. The train, the horn, Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Narcissistic old man Hierophant with beard, cap, and red robe. The muscle man with multiple girls, or nightmare Taurus, or old man suffering in need of help, from the Knight of Pentacles with a healthy offer to upside down world, to the neighborhood, or to the divine feminine in the 5D, the divine masculine remote viewing her, caught in the act, dark goats no longer in each pocket, the right was worse than the left, the masculine worse than the feminine, offering something healthier than thigh highs and high slit, sacred sex cuff, Wonder Woman wrist matches stallion's knee, the Sagittarius longing to be free, the Knight of Pentacles offering healthy alternatives, and in the 5D world, caught in the act all at the same time, perhaps with a young girl and aroused by 5D world, not her, but how does it look at 12:17, which is the hangman and the star? What happens when the star gets hung out to dry? So Leo upright, Libra reversed came up here, Scorpio upright, Gemini upright, Virgo upright, Pisces reversed, and Taurus upright. Loyal, humble servant, boy meets upside down world, 5D Atlas with weight of the world, and surrender of 91, which is the reflection of the sun, 19. And beneath that was relationship change of 56, which is the Two of Swords, being in your knowing, but keeping to yourself. The King of Pentacles looking at Buddha and feather, clinging to loss of hope or after-death arrogance. The man at work with Scorpio reversed, Aquarius reversed, and Virgo reversed. I think Virgo was reversed, yeah. Successful man working with 2 to 3 miserable or more, going crazy or coming out, dumping multiple loads or emotional attachments before the emperor's own eyes and unable to now retort. Left limp wrist of emperor and cuff, perhaps telling Virgo, Scorpio, or Aquarius to get over here now. Caesar Julio Romero Jr. came up, Cuban joker, Latin lover, and the gay caballero, the scoundrel. And then Caesar G. Romero also came up, the president and CEO of the Filipinas Shell Petroleum Company. And he has an MBA from the University of Michigan. And that was just from enwikipedia.org. But also Purple Clover came up, .littlethings.com, with the 20 gay Hollywood legends. Shell Oil Company, subsidiary of Royal Dutch Shell, with 80,000 employees, headquarters in Houston, Texas, founded 1912. The U.S. revenue of about $37 billion, that was quoted from 2013 or 16, was a 50-50 owner with Saudi Arabian Motiva, so there's motives coming up, Motiva, but divesting their interest in Motiva, so that may be done by now because it might have been an older article. Shell workers had to attend a Trump speech to be paid. This was a headline. They were ordered not to protest And the report was done by Mary Pappenfuss on August 17th, 2019, so about a year ago. Workers at massive new shell plant in PA had to attend speech by President Donald Trump, but in Pittsburgh it wasn't mandatory, but they wouldn't get paid for their workday if they didn't show up. No yelling, no shouting, no protesting, or any resistance tolerated at the event. So this was supposed to promote goodwill from the unions, and the union said it's just what Shell wanted to do, and we went along with it. That was Union Ken Broadbent. He said he wouldn't bad rap, quote unquote, the situation. It wasn't really a big deal. They said the president's the president, whether you like him or not, and they were just showing respect and glad for the project to have been built because obviously it brought in a lot of jobs. Some pollution concerns producing plastics, because that's what they were doing. But Trump, they were also making comments about the fact that Trump was plugging himself to the workers, as far as like if your bosses don't vote for me, I would out them because they don't know what they're talking about. So stuff like that, which is typical to Trump. But anyway, it took full credit for the project, although it had been approved during the Obama administration, June 2016, per the article. So I don't actually know the truth of that, but the Emperor's Truth presented, bringing clarity to the Page of Pentacles. With religious or political factors at play, a new project, workers and union, an opportunity for hard work, and so they surrendered. 91 comes up here, and the reflection of the 19 of the sun, that he, the Emperor, shines so brightly, so self-confident, it's hard for the Page of Pentacles, right, the small man, to not surrender into its glory at 104, which is the magician and the Emperor. So even if you don't like someone's personality, if they're being authentic to themselves, then they can still come across as very powerful and glorious because they're so confident in who they are. His magic and ability to manifest. In the recent past is indigo upright, proposal, receiving inspiration, new growth, and creativity from patient angel of higher love, holding on, saving, grounding, and loss of hope or arrogance. The King of Pentacles losing ambition, perhaps overworking, and losing ambition in a partnership with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who may be defensive and guarded, knowing good news will come and to be strong and wait it out. Or the King of Pentacles overworking a couple or partners who are on guard saying, don't mess with us or we're going to walk. So again, unions, the workers' unions seem to be coming up here. The Two of Cups, suffering in silence with no love lost with the King of Pentacles, defending Aquarius reversed, depression or arrogance, or the High Priestess, secret or intuition, or perhaps their own psychic abilities, ending pain, bleeding out, or perhaps getting a massage or a spa treatment. The Angel and the High Priestess, ending pain with third energy treatments. The foundation being shadow work, detox, contemplating a move, a visit, visitation, divorce. The party is over with the Queen of Wands reversed, announcement, judgment, or wake-up call. A surrender to or of the King of Cups reversed and the Page of Wands reversed. A surrendering of a home of the King of Cups reversed over the Queen of Wands reversed and Page of Wands reversed over announcement. And they're over announcement. Capricorn reversed and Aquarius upright there at 119, which is the Magician and the Sun. At 122 is the Magician and the 22 of the Fool. The central energy being the Queen of Pentacles reversed, healing, forgiving, the Six of Cups, whether that's twins loving each other, kids loving each other, siblings loving each other, sharing and settling out, day in and day out. They're never apart. No sun, no moon, or days are shortening now. The challenge being temperance, alchemy, patience and balance, strengthening at the core, implementing a plan to be happy with self and get your wish, rising above the sleepless nights or awakening and coming out with a message of love, blowing his top, his crown, his mind, or just blown out of the water with new information and clarity. The injustice of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or Libra reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed, and finding a peaceful place to be. To find satisfaction in connection with self and affection of a passionate good man. The Page of Pentacles student or invitation may be unfair with juggler, performer, whistleblower, presenting the truth to or about the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Swords reversed in a twist of fate with the Emperor reversed, or the King and Queen of Swords both reversed. The King of Swords may be a Libra reversed in a fall from power, retirement, or old age setting in, left out in the cold with a backpack and a car, or without a car in a bold move to up and leave, move, or travel. Now for the masculine, in the crowning position is the Star reversed. It can be an Aquarius reversed, or depression, or arrogance, both sides of the same coin, or no longer the Star, or now in need of healing, or needing to dream again. The Knight of Pentacles upright offering help to the King of Swords reversed to free them, to heal and forgive unhappiness and social distancing, and or a negative group or bad influences. The Emperor upright, political connections, and the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, community, or legacy, and the Playboy player falling short, never following through, or just holding back their true desires. Sagittarius reversed, Aquarius reversed, and Aries upright here. Death, end, dark night, transition portal through the twist of fate in slow motion, purging, dumping an emotional load, with Scorpio upright, Libra reversed, third party, on the King of Wands with Page of Pentacles, Libra reversed, and King of Pentacles, superhero performer, unjust or imbalanced, not sleeping, or awakening to a bold move, or Cancer, planning to rid self of sleazy sex practices by blowing the whistle, present to two lovers, the truth, with the King of Wands with the Queen of Cups, over jealous rage of having to share and no longer keeping quiet about it. The truth presented to the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, both reversed. One may be Libra, or just the injustice with the Emperor reversed, ousted from a group, work, church, school, or neighborhood, or left on their own accord in a bold move. Soon is the Four of Pentacles, Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, in exile, destitute, injured, or illness, with clarity of the Tower event, and the Page of Cups, innocent, message of love, now grounded into the 3D. Two perhaps out in the cold, stealing from or running from the High Priestess, their secret, or their intuition or their own psychic abilities, or religion, nursemaid, nurse ratchet, or Pisces or Virgo, on a quest to end pain of the Queen of Swords reversed, Hermit reversed, by offering the truth, the whole truth, to the happy family and or emotional fulfillment. Or is it actually a happy family? Is it the sham fam? The Knight of Wands reversed, paralyzed by conquest over the Queen of Swords reversed, and the conflict with the King of Wands upright, watching over his secret or High Priestess. The Knight of Wands reversed and the King of Wands fighting over his connection to the pain in the ass, Queen of Swords reversed, perhaps a crazy person, or Virgo coming out with the truth about the sham fam. He sees himself as the Nine of Cups, satisfied, getting his wish, and choosing a new path, perhaps the twin flame path, burdened by Atlas and dumping emotional attachments to the workplace or place of co-creation, with the Empress reversed, uncomfortable, perhaps a Taurus here, uncomfortable in these emotions or energies. The Empress reversed in lack over his happiness being alone, and uncomfortable over his choice of path, especially if it's the twin flame path, at 204, which is the High Priestess and the Emperor. Honeymoon comes up here, give the relationship a chance, and deception. Around the masculine, or how he is seen, is the King of Cups reversed, withholding and hanging with the Emperor reversed, detoxing the Knight of Cups offer of love to the Page of Swords message, or to help spread the word. Detoxing, withholding, and playing ball, magnetizing, the Knight of Cups is over new perspectives, and the Page of Swords is over the Emperor reversed out of control, or it's just the kids being happy with each other, hanging out with perhaps their ill or injured grandfather or Emperor reversed. At 208, 2 and 8 are the High Priestess and the Strength card. The King of Cups no longer putting time, money, and effort into hanging out with the Emperor reversed, maybe leaving them with the kids, or perhaps hired some people from work to hang out with them. Capricorn upright, Capricorn reversed, and Aries reversed right here. The block for the masculine is the Ten of Cups upright, the crazy truth of a happy ending. Leadership, and even more so, is nature and time out. over the postman's delivery, lost regret in the past, and now present to the gift of the moment. With clarity, new information, no longer silenced in twist of fate, with the emperor reversed in exile, or injured, or ill, or destitute, and in a bold move, travel, ascension, or with a cancer. Clarity in standing up for self, to release from prison, anxiety, fear, to heal and forgive, finding peace. Excuse me, I just had some popcorn. I had a piece of popcorn in my throat. Finding peace by purging, dumping a load, being pushed to the limit, the emotional limit, crying, peeing, sweating it out, or even vomiting. No logical reason at all, unable to understand something. Expanding through and beyond the lightning storm. Healing and forgiving to commit to self through source only. Blockhead, the crystalline core, the icing, preserving, putting thoughts on ice, tabling them for later. I believe I can fly. So that was coming up. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it night and day, spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. And just paraphrasing, because I believe in me. And the first verse was, now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. So if you haven't heard that song in a while, I would definitely look it up and listen to it. It's always very inspiring. 3 angels holding up the rock of Gibraltar to take the weight of Atlas, his punishment now over. The truth of detox and shadow work, getting their wish by themselves without the King of Cups reversed, conditions of love. The indigo proposal to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, challenged by the patience of the Divine Masculine's heart, holding on to emotional fulfillment, or the sham-fam and depression, arrogance, loss of stardom, with Aquarius reversed, and clarity to find peace without logic. Just expansion to heal and forgive and commit to self. Blockhead Charlie Brown lifts the weight from his own shoulders, becomes Atlas as 3 angels take over his burden, and Trinity. Strength and injustice of the Tower, with Leo upright, Libra reversed, Scorpio upright, and in a negative group or social distancing or third party and no social life, no joy. The truth of indigo proposal to the Emperor, the detoxing and shadow work of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, depression or Aquarius reversed, and the challenge being patience and balance, the alchemical process. The Divine Masculine satisfied with being in his heart in the Batcave. The King of Cups reversed and the 10 of Cups upright clearly need to find peace with the Emperor reversed. No logical reason for conflict and expansion, competitive nature. Getting over the heartbreak and separation of the institution, whether it's marriage, the loony bin, the church, state, school, or debate. The imbalance of the all-boys club, the patriarchy, the masculine aggressive energy, all logic, no heart or love and compassion as we heal the divine masculine, putting all thoughts on ice for use later on. Frustrated, removing the mask, the Knight of Cups is starting over by leading the way to the third party. So that was the reading for you that came up. I'm going to pull an energy card for you as well. So let's see what comes up with the energy deck. I might even pull a card from the Journey of Love. I haven't pulled for a while from that deck, and I was just thinking about it when Mahatma Gandhi came up. So I will pull a card for him under the Journey of Love, but let's do an energy card first. What time is it? 29:04 minutes. So that's the 3 of Wands and the Emperor, being present to the Emperor, and he was definitely reversed. So it may be someone who's stepping down, or it can be someone who's ill. It can be a parent or a grandparent, an aunt or an uncle, someone like that. All right, so for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all is concerned, and fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is our message, our takeaway from this read? What is the purpose of this read? We have attachment, okay? So there's a lot about emotional detachment here, letting go of things that no longer serve, people, places, and things. And this is number 5 of the Hierophant and the expansion energy. And it's just about taking the mask off. And then we have caring connections coming up with it as well. Taking off the mask in order to come into caring connection, which is 14, the alchemical process, and the temperance card of the higher love. Okay, so that's the message. And I'm sure that Mahatma Gandhi would agree with that. We have the goddess of the moon underneath that, which is 52, and that was a very significant number. I was watching a video before I fell asleep last night, and it wasn't, I don't do it on auto play to go to a next video, right? Because I'm going to sleep. And my video went off. It was off for like 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden a video comes on. I'm like, where the heck did that come from? And it's this advertisement, and all I see is number 52, which is the Queen of Swords. So I turned it off at that point, and then I woke up this morning at 7:52, and 52 is 7. So 52 is very significant with the Queen of Swords. So the goddess of the moon is coming up here with the Queen of Swords. And beneath her is, let's see, the woman holding a heart. So, and this is referencing the feminine energy of the masculine holding up Atlas. This is the feminine holding up the moon. It's like when, she's now allowed to let go of the moon, just like the masculine's now letting go of the rock. They've taken it away from him. So it's time for her to be able to let go of the moon as well. To let go of the pain of the truth, okay? To let go of the past. All right, so removing the mask and coming into caring connections. A really beautiful energy there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pull from the Journey of Love. I haven't done this in a while. Let's see what comes up today. What is the message? Mahatma Gandhi, what would you like to tell everyone? I believe he was coming through with his spiritual partner, but I wasn't getting him. I don't know if it's his wife or a spiritual partner, so I didn't want to say for sure. All right, let's see what the message is for the Journey of Love. All right, we have the pearl threaded, which is 38. That's the Queen of Cups. And we have 2 more cards, so maybe I'll read all 3 of them for you today. They're very similar. The light field is 63. 63 is the 9 of Swords. That's that suffering and silence energy. And then we have the cloak of 50, which is that 10 of Cups. It's very pretty purple there. So these are the 3 cards together, right? So it's the Queen of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the suffering and silence, and then the finding emotional fulfillment through that suffering, okay, coming out the other end. So that order was perfect, okay? And also came from the pearl being threaded, and we talked about the pearl in the read as well, right? That the bacteria in the clam or the oyster is what produces the pearl, right? The harshness. And then acceptance is coming up right after that. I'm going to put that back, all right? 55 is the truth, accepting the truth. And that's when you're free to the fantasy here. And then there's the 10, which is the turn for the better. That's when destiny happens. And there they are sitting in the vortex. Okay? 3, and it's 3 to 1, like collapsing the polarities into the middle. 3 to 1. And I want to show you all this sequence. Oh, and then we have the yin and yang. It's very much a story here. All right, now it stops. All of these. So I have to show them all to you. All right, so we have, first is the pearl threaded. Okay. So we created the pearl when the bacteria got in. And the Queen of Cups, right? She's very much in her heart. And then the light field comes in. You're awakened to a higher consciousness, to expand, to ascend. The light field. And then to the cloak, finding warmth in the 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment of having expanded yourself. And you see how it goes into the purple of this card. And then the acceptance of the truth and the fairy tale that it brings. and then into the vortex, into the safe place together when we collapse the polarities into the middle, the 0 point, the destiny, to the yin-yang lover of the number 8, which is the dance between the masculine and feminine. And this always looks like human hair to me. Oh, and I was talking about the cilia in the eardrum, the hairs in the eardrum yesterday, so there's a significance there. And then the blood dance. So going into the yin-yang lover, and then into the dance, the 42 of the Two of Cups, the union of the two. This is a really beautiful message. How many cards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 cards there. And then the bottom of the deck is, and I'm going to read to you as well, the Ethereal Touch 27. And 27 is the Ace of Wands, which is that new passion, the flame, igniting that desire again. And beneath that is the guardian of the soul family, the 26. So 26 and 27 came up together. Okay. So the Ethereal Touch. And I brought up the feather too today. And I'm getting some American Indian undertones here from the guardian of the soul family. So I'm going to show that to you again. Okay, that's the underlying energy. And this very much looks like being inside the vortex as well. It's just more of a 2D painting. It's like I want to show you this. It's like a 2D painting of a more 3D or 5D vortex, okay? It's like 3D and 5D. Okay, so this was the underlying energy. So going into a higher state of consciousness. And I'm going to, I can't read all of these to you. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. But I am going to read you the first 3 since they came up first. And that was these 3. So the pearl threaded. And let's see where we are here. 38. Let's see what our messages are. The pearl threaded. Though we labor through the illusion of individuality and have to face our inner challenges in solitude, our spiritual transformation is not an independent event, nor is it for our victory alone. As we approach the enlightened way of all-embracing love, each human being is a pearl on the Divine Mother's garland, gradually assuming luster and revealing beauty, worth, and radiance over many lifetimes. Together we're creating a precious offering in return for her gift of life. We can learn to draw on the collective effort to allow our own journey to become integrated into the journey of the group without being weighed down, and instead to be lifted up. To do this, we honor the thread that connects each of us as one divine being, just like the various fingers that belong to the one hand. Then we honor the pearl essence of our divine nature, that we are capable of growth and transformation, of becoming a divine beauty. This oracle brings you a message. You are to shift your perspective to allow all groups that you are involved in to become a source of energetic lifting rather than depletion. If a group you're involved in cannot do this for you, then you may not be in vibrational resonance, and it may be time to seek a group that is more energetically supportive of your vibration. Trust your feelings and don't be scared to open up and allow yourself to connect with others. That way you can truly know if a group or gathering is for you or if you need to move on. But do trust that you are not alone on your journey, and the soul connections that will nourish you will draw you to them like strands of pearls on the Divine Mother's necklace. And the poem simply states, hearts apart, remember love, and time stands still. So the second card was 63, the light field. So let's see what that one says. Okay, so here's the light field, just to remind you what it looked like. Okay, and that looks so much like the bridge that Mahatma Gandhi was showing me, actually. All right, you are very open to the other side. The veil that separates worlds is very fine for you, for there is much love in your heart, and love exists beyond all barriers, including those of time, distance, and even death. If you wish to communicate with those who have passed on, do so through your heart. If you want to communicate energetically with your beloved, even though you are separated in physical location, then you can do so now. If your psychic abilities are opening and you need confirmation or reassurance, accept this message of guidance as being such. Those who have passed can be received fully and peacefully into the light, and your love guides them home. The messages that you sense in your own heart that come from unconditional love, that uplift and reassure, can be trusted. The light is so close to you, beloved, it surrounds you as glow from within. This oracle brings you guidance that you are connecting with a field of awareness that is real, and that you are protected by light as you do so. It is confirming that there is nothing for you to fear, and that those who have passed on, or will pass on in the future, will always be safely held in love. It is also confirmation that there are very real bonds that connect you to your loved ones, past, present, and future, that are beyond the confines of time and space. And the poem reads, "When I'm in love, I'm not afraid to be any part of me. I let it all be free for the world to know, and when I'm ready to love, I will create a reflection of who I am, and we will shed our fears, complete our past, and trust love to be our guide." So the third card is the cloak, which is number 50. And the colors are so pretty in that. So let's see what number 50 has for us. The cloak. Around you, there's a cloak of your own creation. Perhaps it has served you for a time as an invisible form of protection, as a way to claim needed solitude, as a way to retreat inside to find out what you truly feel, what you truly need, and find yourself after being lost in an ocean of thought and emotion, not always your own. Yet the time is fast approaching when you will no longer require that cloak. You've attained an integration within, a knowledge of self that makes it possible for you to connect with the world, with others, in a way that does not leave you lost and struggling to find yourself. You have learned how to hold yourself. You have learned how to do this well enough that you can successfully hold yourself and hold another too. You don't have to push the world away. You can invite in and play. The message that this oracle brings to you is that you can safely release the forms of security that you once held. You do not have to abandon your boundaries with others. Rather, your boundaries are so functional that you can enter into relationships with more openness, trusting that your boundary will naturally assert itself when necessary, giving you the connection to yourself that you need when you need it, without having to withdraw from relationship entirely. It is time to trust your own boundaries and practice letting them help you whilst actively engaging in deeper relationship. You'll have fun. And it simply says, loneliness is like a ship, which that came up in the beginning of the read. Loneliness is like a ship in full sail with no wind and no place to go. And the message in the beginning of the read was our ship. So there's your message. That was pretty cool for you guys. All right, so know your knowing. You got this, guys. So that was a pretty profound message for you. Okay, make sure you drink your water and get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and let me be your nag instead of your partner. How's that? Rise and be loved, guys. I'm so glad you could be with me. Make sure to like, share, and comment if you like the content. Make sure to share. And I love hearing from you guys. And make sure to subscribe as well. And yep, that's pretty much it. Rise and be loved, guys. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.